Today I got the stall ready for the goats, so stay tuned and we're going to show you about the goats and preparing for birthing a baby goats today. Stay tuned. Hello, welcome back to Pine Meadows Hobby Farm. I'm your host Jerry Hansen. I'm in the barn and I wanted to share with you guys the moving of the goats into their new stall today. So I built this barn primarily for housing goats, not pigs. But we're sharing. I've got two stalls, one stall for the sows and their piglets and another stall for the goats and her kids when she has them. Now, a lot of thought and planning went into this barn, and my primary goal was to harvest milk from the goats. Goat milk is very good. And primarily, you get the goat pregnant, she has some kids, you raise the kids, you add them to your herd, or you sell them. And in this case, they're purebred, so I can sell them at a higher amount if I want to sell them. Depends on what she has and how many she has. She also needs to be pregnant to start lactating. Once the babies are weaned, we continue to milk her to keep her lactating. We can do that for upwards of 1 to 2 years and harvest the milk products from her, from which we can make cheeses and creams and lotions and butters and all kinds of yummy stuff for the homestead table. So this question is the doe. She's supposed to be having her kid in February-ish. It looks like she's starting a little discharge, which was one of the preliminary signs of getting ready to give birth and have her kid or kids. I'm hoping for at least 2 of them. I'll be happy with just 1. But this is her new home. She seems to like it very well. She has access to this little paddock out here I created for her and Jacob. Jacob's going to have to go to his new home because I only purchased him to keep her company for the interim until she starts having her babies, and then she'll have her company. She'll have her own little herd to be company with. I will be finding a new home for Jacob here pretty soon. The 2 sows are trying to get adjusted to their reduced environment because they are relegated down to 1 stall and not 2 stalls, because I wanted to have the goat in this 1 stall. I can close the door and she can bed down, and I can keep Jacob away from her while she's having her babies. And all I have to do is provide a little bit of a water dish in there so she can have her water. And then Jacob will be entirely okay out in the paddock by himself. He'll have the pigs as company because the piglets will get in and run around and get in his paddock with him. And they seem to get along okay. Sometimes the little piglets will wander in. They found a way to get into the stall with Aunt Bee and Jacob, and they just coexist. Let's take a look at the other animals on the homestead and see what they're up to today. My new homestead additions, the turkeys, seem to be getting well acclimated to their environment. I have somebody coming over tomorrow to purchase a flock of geese from me, and I'll be able to have a few left over to send to freezer camp, and of course my breeding stock to start all over again this spring. And spring is coming because the animals are behaving like it's spring already, if you know what I mean. As soon as the flock of geese are reduced, I'm going to go ahead and build another little quack shack and a little aviary for the ducks and the geese. Something a little bit smaller, not so grand as this. Because of those turkeys being what they are, they will fly away. So I'm just going to go ahead and dedicate this aviary that I have built for the ducks and the geese, and we're going to transition that over to be exclusively for the turkeys. I'm going to go grab some limbs and mount them on this tree that's in here, and then we're going to go ahead and let the turkeys have a little bit of area to, so they won't be so bored, but they'll have an area to get outside and be turkeys. I'm going to go ahead and construct the new quack shack on this side of the existing quack shack, a nice enclosure and a little place for them to get out of the weather, and also protect that kiddie pool that I have so I can fill it with water during the winter months, and that water stays thawed so they have a guaranteed supply of fresh water throughout the winter. I do have most all of the piglets promised out to a variety of people. A couple to one person, 3 to another person, 3 to another person. I have 11 piglets, and I think I've got homes for all of them. So we'll see how that goes, and this has been a successful year. I still have rabbits that will be kindling first week of February, and I will have to, next week I'll put the little nesting boxes into the cages and get the rabbits ready. I have 2 does that I bred, and I'm hoping to get a sufficient quantity because I need to rebuild my stock, and then do some more butchering and processing and sending some rabbits to freezer camp. The rabbit's really good. We're enjoying it. My incubator that was given me by my friend Ken, unfortunately the heating element was burnt out in it. So I'm in the middle of repairing that. I have a new part on order, and of course in those specific parts, when you order them, they're only available from China, and they do come over from a slow boat from China, and I am not exaggerating that. It's going to take a month and a half for that one little piece of equipment to reach me, and then I'll be able to get that incubator operational and start hatching out duck eggs, because as you remember last year, my duck was so lazy, but she was smart. She would lay the eggs in the goose nest, and the goose would hatch out the ducklings, and of course the goose would reject the ducklings, and then I would have to raise the ducklings, and 2 of these ducks were as a result of those the laziness of that duck. Hopefully these new ducks will be okay, but I'm not taking any chances. I'm going to go ahead and take some eggs and put them in the incubator and try to incubate them. Chickens, on the other hand, I'm going to try to let the hens to hatch out their own eggs this year. To try to save on energy. I'm just going to focus on duck eggs for now. I do have a big market for sale on duck, adult duck. There is a Asian restaurant over in the next county that will buy every duck that I can provide them. And of course, let's not forget the staple of any homestead. I've got chicken eggs that are plentiful here. I've got about a dozen eggs in here already. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Yeah, exactly, a dozen eggs in there. And I may change my mind about hatching chicken eggs because I want to coordinate with the Easter holiday to have baby rabbits, baby chicks, and baby ducklings all available for the Easter season, because I get a lot of sales around that, and that really helps offset my feed costs for the homestead just by selling hatched eggs. Thank you for hanging out with me on the homestead today and checking in on the livestock. We've got a bunch of babies we're expecting. We already have babies. I know when turkeys start laying eggs this summer, I'll put those eggs in the incubator too. So stay tuned for more videos. You could do that by subscribing if you've already subscribed. Go ahead and click on that little bell icon down below. What that does is it gives you an alert when I upload new videos. Also, giving me a thumbs up and leaving a comment and sharing my videos really helps out the channel greatly. You can also follow us on social media. We're on Twitter, Facebook, Pinterest, Reddit, Google+, and Blogger. I will see you guys again in more videos. Bye-bye.